Right guys, it's the Edge Shed. It's Saturday morning and we're going to have a little bit of a sort out. Now, obviously I've been hearing that some of the sound and some of the sound on the video wasn't that good for, which was really obviously like quite extensive. We found a bit of corrosion and obviously I think the shot blasting is definitely going to need. You've got corrosion here. We've got obviously a massive amount, as you know, in the backs. But this is the bit that I didn't like. We got a bit here. Now look at this. Yeah. And in fact, that was away. That's just why I've had to do a bit of structurally bracing. Now, it has actually worked, so I can't say it's not on there. I don't want to start trying to weld anything because I don't know what's actually any good and what isn't. So what I need to do is get it blasted first. Now, I have got a small blaster which I could do, so I'm tempted, depending on what the weather's going to be like. I don't think it's going to be very good today, so I don't know. But my mission today is to get a few things sorted, i.e. get all the stuff out of here, all the trim, everything that's not used, it's going into the box. I'm going to tool the dash panels out, all the gauges that are here laying around on the floor for it, and anything else that doesn't need shot blasting is going to come out of this shed. So in theory, when it does come back, it will be a straight matter of getting it in, flipping it onto its side, and having a good look at seeing what I can actually do to weld her up. Now, the more I keep looking, the more I keep seeing things that are horrendous. So it's going to be a lot of welding. I've got a few ideas for some of it. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to go crazy, as you probably appreciate. This is just one that we're going to do just to get it running and driving, really. I've had a look at a few bits and pieces here, and I'm sort of coming along the idea of, that maybe we need to do some alterations on this little said winner. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, you shouldn't do that, it's an E-type, you've got to keep it original, but I was looking at the door rubbers again, and realising they put these stupid channels which are all rotted and corroded away. They're all scoosed. Now, I wonder whether I could put proper edging on there, like a proper edge. I don't know. It's got a lip. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they always leak like sieves anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Well, no doubt someone's going to challenge me on. I go, no, they don't leak if they're put together properly. Yeah, okay. Right, so we're going to make a start. Hopefully everything out. Once I can get everything out of the shed, then I can actually see as to whether I can get the engine up here, which will be one of the next things. I think what I'm going to do, and this is going to sound a bit bizarre, but what I'm going to do when I come to build it, I'm actually going to put the engine and gearbox in place, right? Then I'm going to put the engine frames on. Then I'm going to build the front into the car, so I haven't got to try and juggle the engine down in. That way, if I do paint it, which is possibly unlikely, if I do paint it, it's probably more likely going to be done with a paintbrush. If it does, then I won't be damaging anything, and it'll be a lot easier in the long run. A lot less hassle for me. I've got a fabricated gearbox mounted. I don't know whether anybody noticed that when I was taking it to pieces, if you did or you didn't see it. These gearboxes have got a single pin at the bottom, but they also have this provision for donut mounts. Now, I've got one in another car, which you may or may not have spotted in the background, which you probably haven't. But what I've noticed is when you corner hard, the back of the box or the centre pivot leans over and smacks into the transmission tunnel. So I've got to sort that out. Yeah. And I've also got another little thing which is going to be subject to another video, which is the most expensive, or one of the expensive items, the pedal box, which is a modified. Yeah. So I'm now then obviously going to try looking for bits. Now I know I've got some bits, and I may well go and take you on a bit of a mystical hunt to find what parts I might have or might not have. But either way, floor pans still haven't arrived, so we're waiting on those. Not that I could get them if I had them. I don't want to be grinding. And I've also got one of my grinders just packed up. So that's just an update for now. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Anyway, so doesn't look like I've done a great deal. Well, it's still Saturday morning. I'm still struggling. I managed to get that off. I've got the sunroof out. I've got a load of stuff in a box on the back of the car. I've got the stuff that needs shot blasting sorted, so I know what I'm going to blast, what I'm not going to blast. Problem is, it all needs blasting, but if we're doing it like this, I'm going to have a problem. So I'm not going to go too mad. I did say this wasn't going to be a concourse one, didn't I? This will have to be done because I want to replace some of the lower bushes. I might as well. I've got them, and it doesn't take me too long to do, so I can push them out and put back in. So that'll do that. That'll sort the suspension out on the front. Back axle obviously is a pain. That's a pain. Cylinder head's got to go somewhere. Don't quite know where I'm going to put the cylinder head for a minute, but we'll see. And for the second, obviously that engine's got to go somewhere. This has got to be tidied because we don't need all these tools, this stuff. That needs to go. We're going to need, this needs to be cleared up. That needs to find somewhere else to go. Possibly just temporary. Over there needs to be sorted in those boxes because that's a lot of stuff is to do with this car and isn't. Gauges are coming into the house into captivity. And to be old as opposed to this could go outside now. I mean, if I strap it on, they're good enough. It's just the dashboard wiring I need to possibly protect. I don't know, maybe. Oh dear, guys. Yeah, no, what some of this is going to be. Anyway, so, doesn't look like I've done a great deal, but believe me, I have. And if I can get this somewhere else, and that stuff ready to go with the car, that could, if once I strap it down, I can put all that stuff inside, so that'll take up a lot less room. Ready to go up on the back of the truck anyway, so yeah. Right then, okay, so what we've done is we've sort of tried to tape up the electrics a little bit because it's going outside. I know, but it has to. All the crap that blast is inside. Anything that's not going to get damaged by blasting, you know, like I use sort of the threads, wheel bearings, all that. I'll do that myself. Give me leisure. But for the moment, the engine frames, picture frame, front blower wishbones, pedal box, some new panels which I've got. I'm going to have a look around. I think I've got some more panels. Have a quick look in the bottom shed. And then this is going to go outside over there. I did think my assistant was coming to give me a lift today, so that's all on the back of the truck ready to go for down into long-term storage. And we need to make a few other bits and pieces, arrange the room for other stuff, so I'm going to try and get the cylinder head somewhere where it needs to go. And yeah, looking good. So next time you see that, it'll be outside, hopefully going next week to get it shot blasted, and then when it comes back it'll be a weldathon, which you hopefully will see a little bit more detail on. Right guys, just quickly again, whether you've got that, it's now loaded on the back of the truck, ready to go to the old Blaster Shotting, who is going to hopefully launch it back to bare metal from the sort of waist down here, and a bit on the bulkhead obviously. Then we can actually work out what we're going to need to do in relation to repairs and welding. As you can see, we think that there's going to be quite a bit fall out of it when it starts getting blasted, but we're not going to worry. We're not going to worry. We've got a sort of a, how you say, we've got a plan, and a Krana plan. We're going to do I don't want to say this, but I love to do reinforce mine. What I do is I weld a bit of 2x1 box section all the way along here, hence I don't have to have the bottom of this, so I can cut this, go right along, well along there, right along to the end, bang. Right, this is obviously bent. Unfortunately I haven't got one of those, but that should come out nice and clean. I can bend them down, and that gives me a lot stronger sill then usually I put one across the back, one across the front, depending on if it's a Series 1. Now this isn't a Series 1, this is a Series 2. So a lot of the corrosion and a lot of the bits in the middle are actually intact. There's nothing wrong with them. So I don't see any point in ripping oil a piece when I have to. So for the minute, I'm just going to do the bits that I can, which is do the welding that needs to be done. Anything that doesn't it's not going to happen. We're just going to get patched. So, well, I think I did find a brand new back panel in my collection of parts over there. Look, brand new back panel. So I got an inner panel. I found 1/4 one of these for the near side, which I think I might use, and we'll see what happens with the blast lift. This repair panel that's been put in there then it might get a new repair panel. We'll see. So like I said, we'll hope that she's looking good. She's coming out, and hopefully by next week we might start seeing the weldathon starting. So, like I said, guys, I like to say we're coming on. It's getting done, and every time I look at it, I think it's a lot of work. Anyway, talk to you soon. Give us that like button. Talk to you again. Bye.